Hi everybody. So something I've gotten loads of questions about recently is how to do good facial expressions when dancing K-pop, okay? And everybody has an individual way of doing this. So what works for me may not work for you, but what I can give you is a couple of kind of solid ways to get started, and then you can find your own way from there, okay? Number one, lip sync. Okay, lip syncing is the most important thing, the most important part of this whole thing, okay? K-pop is singing and dancing. That's what people expect. When they look at K-pop, they expect to see the singing and the dancing. And when one of those is missing, it looks weird, okay? So even though you're not singing, if you're not lip syncing, it'll look like something's missing. So when you lip sync, you fill that part in the viewer's brain and they go check a box off and they're like, wow, this looks really good. It automatically makes it look more professional. The other thing about lip syncing is that it gives your facial muscles something to do. So they don't end up looking super focused or super angry or super uncomfortable, because we make faces when we dance. It's a thing is happening in our body and it's all over our face, you know? So by lip syncing, it gives your face something to do, it helps it relax, and it makes you look more natural to begin with, okay? So lip sync, number one thing, okay? On top of that, smile. 90% of the time a smile will work, okay? Whether it's a sweet smile, a sexy smile, a sassy smile, an evil smile, okay? But smiles work in pretty much all situations, okay? And it saves you from having to do a lot of complicated facial expressions. It covers all bases. Find the right type of smile that you need, smile, lip sync, job done, okay? That's a really, really solid way to go about it. If you want to go for another level though, if you want to go for the serious, the deep characters here, right? I want you to look at the song, listen to the song, watch the music video. Find the vibe. The vibe could be in the music. It could be in the meaning of the lyrics. It could be in the music video and how the K-pop group themselves portray it. Find what matches your feeling of the song, okay? And then take that feeling. It might be sassy, it might be cute, it might be sweet, it might be confident, it might be powerful, you know. Take that feeling and turn it into a story. Turn it into a character. Like when we were doing Hua recently, the image I had that I told my students was of a bunch of witches that were in a house that had been burned down, and they were rising from the ashes like phoenixes, and they were going to go find those townspeople that set the house on fire. They were powerful and they were angry. And that was the image I gave them that I had of it. Okay, another thing, I've just done a video for Sunmi's Tale, and like the feeling of Sunmi's Tale is that yes, she's sexy, but she's sexy because she's a gumiho, and a gumiho is a Korean mythological being that appears like feminine presenting so that it can eat men's livers. So yes, it's sexy, but sexy in a I'm gonna kill you way, not a, you know, come here way. It's a I am in control of this situation. So that was something to embody through that powerfulness of being like this mythical creature, and having that power over people. So once you create that character, the facials start to come out, and not just the facials, it's a whole body thing. You know, once you create a character, your whole body changes. How the moves are done changes, because you're literally embodying how that character would move. And it creates a whole other dimension to your dancing, guys. It makes dancing, firstly, so much more fun, but it gives it a depth to your performance, and not just your face, your whole body, okay? So definitely advise doing that, especially if you're going to be performing, okay? So that's your main things. You got to lip sync, give me a smile, and if you're looking for depth, build a character, okay? And really feel it, feel how that character moves. And sometimes you're going to have a song or an expression that you want to do, and it doesn't sit with you, and you're just going to have to sit down and look in the mirror and practice some faces, okay? You're just going to have to wiggle your eyebrow until it's in the right place. You're just going to have to smirk 100 times until you're happy with it, you know? Sometimes we just got to sit down in front of the mirror and practice. Our face is included in that, you know? It's part of the gig. But if you do those three things, that is the best start that you can give yourself, and you can build from there, okay? So what I'm going to do at the end of this video now is I'm going to show you, I'm going to do the same dance 3 times, once without anything at all, just the dance, once with the lip syncing and smile, and then once with the character layered on top of it as well, okay? So you guys can see the different dimensions and see how it works, okay? So I hope this is helpful for you. Take a look at those bits at the end, and if you have any questions or anything, pop them in the comments below, all right? Okay, see you later.